You guys are the fucking worst! Your gods are alive! Fuck you! Fuck nature and fuck trees!
Hi, I'm Sam from Alltime Movies, and now we're going to go through the weirdest sci-fi cartoon adventure on TV. This is 25 facts about Rick and Morty.
Alright, come on, Morty, let's go.
Number 1. Created by Justin Roiland and Dan Harmon, Rick and Morty has gained a huge cult following since it popped up on Adult Swim way back in 2013. Its first 2 seasons got a rather impressive 9.3 on IMDb. It follows the interdimensional adventures, best kind of adventure if you ask me, of Rick Sanchez, an alcoholic scientific genius, and his constantly anxious grandson Morty, who has, it's fair to say, mixed feelings about travels.
What the hell are we supposed to do? Mom and Dad are gonna kill us! I'm losing it here, Rick!
Morty, relax!
Number 2. Harmon and Roiland first met at Harmon's film festival in LA called Channel 101. Oh, that sounds like a rather familiar and great YouTube channel you should check out after this one. Roiland often submitted work to Channel 101 while he was producing reality TV. Roiland's submissions were often completely ridiculous and were dubbed sick and twisted, which obviously caught Harmon's eyes immediately. They collabed on a web series for the film fest called The Real Animated Adventures of Doc and Marty. Based on 2 quite familiar characters, only Doc convinces Marty that the solution to all of his problems is to give him a blowjob. Yeah, really. I mean, it does solve a lot of stuff. Anyway, that provided the basis for Rick and Morty.
My grandson wants the sex robot.
Number 3. Roiland and Harmon are not strangers to TV success either. Before Rick and Morty, Harmon actually created the hit NBC comedy series Community. Roiland, too, was actually a voice actor. Do you think his voice is a bit familiar? Well, he's actually the Earl of Lemongrab on Adventure Time.
1,000,000 years dungeon!
And Blendin Blandin on Gravity Falls.
I hate that guy.
Number 4. Harmon was the showrunner of Community for 3 years until 2012, when he was fired supposedly because he never showed up for table reads and would fly off to San Francisco to attend comedy festivals. After he was sacked, Adult Swim approached Harmon to make a primetime animated series, but he initially turned them down because he didn't think the channel fitted his style. Right. Number 5. Harmon did reconsider, you don't say. But then he ran into another problem. He didn't know how to animate anything. So he thought back to happier times back at Channel 101 and nabbed Justin Roiland to help animate. They drew on their sausage-noshin comedy, The Adventures of Doc and Marty. They purposely designed the show not to be bound by any logistics or rules, so essentially, they could do whatever they wanted to do with the characters. Which does go some way to explain the batshit plots that we all know and love. Number 6. Harmon and Roiland actually sold the pilot to Adult Swim before they'd even written it. They then sat down to write the episode in 6 hours in Harmon's unfurnished, empty community office on the Paramount Pictures lot. Number 7. Originally, Roiland wanted the show to be just 11 minutes long, but Adult Swim made them write longer ones so that, you know, it would actually fit in a TV schedule. Number 8. The series uses a technique called retroscripting. The actors get a general outline of the plot and then are thrown into the recording studio to ad-lib and make up the lines.
It's 2 brothers and they're gonna. It's called 2 Brothers. 2 Brothers. It's just called 2 Brothers.
Roiland voices both Rick and Morty, who both have scripted lines, but Roiland finds he gets better going off script. Number 9. Adult Swim really didn't like the idea of Roiland voicing both main characters and even went so far as to hold auditions for the role of Morty. They even had it down to 2 final choices. Billy West, who voiced Philip Fry in Futurama, and Doug in Doug, and Tara Strong, who was Harley Quinn in the Batman Arkham games. Eventually though, Harmon and Roiland stamped their feet loudly enough, and Adult Swim relented, giving Roiland the 2 roles. Number 10. Rick's burping lessens throughout the series because Roiland really can't do it and it hurts his voice. Annoyingly, Sarah Chalk, who plays Beth, can actually burp on command. There's no real connection there, but I quite like the fact.
Thank you.
Number 11. Sarah Chalk is probably most famous for her role as Dr. Elliot Reed on Scrubs or Stella in How I Met Your Mother. This sitcom queen auditioned for the show over the phone while she was at her friend's cabin in Canada instead of going in and actually reading the script in front of Harmon and Roiland. Number 12. The quite terrifying Mr. Jellybean is actually voiced by Tom Kenny. Nope, don't know who that is either. Well, you may know him like this.
Hooray!
That's right, he's only the most famous sponge in the world. Yep, SpongeBob SquarePants is on Rick and Morty. Number 13. Justin Roiland recorded the theme music for the series in his garage studio. It's meant to be a parody of Doctor Who and Tintin. The whole series is also inspired by The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Adventure Time creator Pendleton Ward, and Ren and Stimpy. But Harmon often describes the show as a cross between The Simpsons and Futurama. Number 14. Despite the Doctor Who inspiration, Harmon and Roiland have stated that they'll never do a time travel episode because it's just too complicated. In A Wrinkle in Time, Rick has to deal with all the shit from freezing time at the end of season 1 so they can clean up the house. But that's probably the closest we'll ever get to some wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey action stuff. Number 15. Absolutely tons of the aliens of the show are based on genitals or poo.
Oxygen-rich atmosphere, giant testicle monsters. We'll be fine, let's party!
Zygerions are based on testicles, and Blim Blam is based on a penis. Fair enough. In the Ricks Must Be Crazy, the race that evolves in Rick's micro battery is also inspired by dicks. The race that involves in Zeep's miniverse is inspired by sperm, and the race that the sperms evolve were inspired by shit.
This shit is delicious.
Number 16. Speaking of penises, which isn't a sentence I thought I'd say today, the legendary Werner Herzog performs a monologue about the human obsession with penises in Interdimensional Cable 2 Tempting Fate.
Hey, look at me. I'm Mr. So-and-so Dick.
Number 17. Stephen Colbert also has a cameo on the show as Zeep Zanflorp, a super intelligent scientist from the microverse that powers Rick's car battery.
That's what you used my universe for? To run your car?
Number 18. Harmon sees Rick and Morty as two sides of the human brain. Morty is the naive, childish and curious half, while Rick is the selfish, gruff and unapologetic half of the brain.
Nothing you do matters. Your existence is a lie.
Combined, they are the two ends of the battery that power the show. Oh, that's a nice metaphor. Number 19. The interdimensional TV shows are pretty much entirely improvised by Justin Roiland.
They take the dinglebop and they push it through the grumbo, where the fleeb is rubbed against it. It's important that the fleeb is rubbed because the fleeb has all of the fleeb juice.
The writers pitch basic ideas to Roiland while he's in the recording booth and then he rants about them. The animators then make the shows based on these rants. Apparently, these are the hardest episodes to produce. Number 20. Rick and Morty's pupils are super fuzzy for a reason. It's a leftover from the original short, and Roiland likes it so much that it's now become an editorial choice to keep them in. Number 21. Mr. Meeseeks was actually invented when Roiland got so tired of inventing insanely complex plots that he just started screaming,
I'm Mr. Meeseeks. Look at me.
creating one of the series' most beloved characters. He was originally going to be a taupe colour before they realised that this was a stupid idea and made him blue. Number 22. Rick's catchphrase,
Wubba lubba dub dub!
is a parody of daft catchphrases that appear in awful TV shows. Roiland made it up during an outtake, and somehow it still made it into the show.
Lick, lick, lick my balls!
Number 23. The episode Lawnmower Dog includes a world that's populated by dogs, also known as Heaven for some. But it also references a Cartoon Network pilot that Roiland made called Dog World. Wonder what that was about.
Number 24.
In close Rick counters of the Rick kind, one Morty looks like Eric Stoltz, who was originally Marty in Back to the Future until he was recast as Michael J. Fox. Number 25. Despite getting fired from his own show, Harmon got his sweet cartoon revenge by making an alien version of Community which appeared in Season 2. Jeff, Annie, Shirley, Pierce, Troy, Abed, and Britta, Britta's the worst, all made appearances in extraterrestrial form. So that's our list of 25 facts about Rick and Morty. Have you got any that we've missed? Let us know in the comments below. And if you're a huge fan of adult cartoons, nope, not those ones. I mean, you can be a fan, but just don't tell us, please. Or let us know which ones to watch. Why not check out our 25 facts about South Park? See ya! Now it takes the team about 6 days to produce an episode, which is why they can react to breaking news so quickly. The team often turn in episodes to Comedy Central the same day they're due to air, and often have to work 100 to 120 hours a week just to complete the show.